My name is Rodney Stanhope. I live in Galt. I own a business in Galt, but apparently that doesn't matter. I didn't qualify for the mandated durations, so I have no voice. Mr. Clare, I have a question for you. If a business owner opened a business in Galt today, would he be able to come to you, get his opinion, listen to his opinion, and give it value?
Sure.
Ms. Payne, if a person moved to the city today and became a citizen of Galt, would you listen to them?
Absolutely.
You guys, for the ones of you wondering why all that information matters, I spoke here 2 weeks ago as a vendor in regards to the proposed changes to the flea market. After giving my opinion about the changes, I was informed that we vendors are impossible to deal with. Then I was questioned about how long I've been a vendor. My answer, 1992. I used to work for someone else. I didn't grow up owning my own business. I then find out that Mr. Haines spent city time and manpower to investigate my claims and took it upon himself to inform the entire council so he could discredit me. And my problem is you don't seem to care how long I've lived here or how long I've been in business. You only care to discredit, retaliate against, demean, and intimidate any and all who dare oppose you. I'm speaking directly to you, sir. My crime is simple. I stand with the citizens of Galt, some of which are tired of the lies and intimidation tactics. They are people, too, and deserve to be heard. Fear, repression, and retribution is not how you maintain balance. That is why I put my name in the hat for City Council, and that is why I agree that your removal from office is the only hope the city has. I will not stand idly by while you destroy the future of our city. You leave me no choice but to formally and openly endorse your recall. Thank you.
Oh, Mr. Stanhope, before you step away, though, you indicated that I investigated, looked into. Let me tell you what happens when we get people up here sometimes all too often making claims about, their experience, and you came across as if you were the number one vendor out there, as if you represented everybody. But the fact and the reality is, we went back and we checked, I had it checked, and you're right, I did, to 2002. There's no record of you. In fact, the first record of you actually coming as a vendor to our market is March 28th of this year, 2008.
When I started my own company.
Yes, and the address you gave us was a Sacramento address. Okay, at that time. So how long have you really been a resident of Galt?
I moved here in February, but I hadn't changed my address yet.
So you've been a resident of Galt for what, about 4 months? 5, 6 months, maybe?
About 5, 6 months, yeah.
How long have you been coming to our council meetings?
Mr. Clare, didn't I speak here in 2003? I used to work for Manufactured Home Systems when you guys were going to do the last tax increase. Correct?
Yes. Well, that was 2003, but recently is what I'm talking about. Okay. You make a lot of claims, but the problem is when somebody goes to look at the claims that you're making, there's no facts behind it. The problem is your credibility isn't all that strong, to be frankly honest with you.
Well, I have news for you. The definition of a vendor at the Galt Flea Market is somebody who paid for and worked their own booth at least once. That gives them the validity and the value as a vendor at the Galt Flea Market. What I offered you was to work with other vendors who were in attendance that night, and we all agreed, if you want a coalition of vendors from the flea market to give you our opinion on how to fix the flea market, let us do it. Your answer was that you can't get a definitive answer from any of us because none of us agree, and that's not true.
Well, that in itself is a separate issue.
Mm-hmm.
I was just addressing your credibility because all too often you come up here and make claims that aren't factual. So, from this point on...
The Galt Flea Market, unfortunately, doesn't pay all of my bills.
I'm not questioning the Galt Flea Market. I'm questioning your credibility, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you say something, at least be factual, because people out there listening, you may come across as if you're a long-term Galt resident having done business here for some years.
One.
Yes, you do, but I just want to point that out to you. Thank you for your time.
Never claimed to live here all my life.
Amanda.
Well, we appreciate your 6 months.